Let's talk PSD instructor. So that's the instructor that you first get. Sometimes you get a PSD/TNT instructor, but at first you're going to get the PSD instructor. So what PSD is before you get your CDL. So we're talking about, this is the guy that's going to teach you the skills that you need to get your CDL. So what I wanted to hit on is, hey, this is their truck. You got to respect their truck. You're going to be sleeping on top bunk. So you're not going to climb onto somebody's truck and say, hey, I'm sleeping on bottom bunk. Like, no, that's not going to happen. On PSD, you're sleeping on top bunk. You're taking all your stuff with you because the truck is not moving when you're sleeping. So you're going to be able to sleep on top bunk. Now, TNT is another story, but we're going to get into that video on a later date. So PSD, you're sleeping on top bunk. You're climbing that ladder every day, up and down. You know, so if you go over the road with a PSD instructor, it is on you. It's when you have free time, and like I'm telling you, we're grinding out there. We are trying to make revenue for our truck. We are trying to make mileage for our truck. We're trying to get paid. Like we have a job to do. We have a job to get the freight there. One common mistake is whenever a PSD student, they're getting the messages for the truck and they're sitting there and they're trying to come up with their own trip plan. They're all like, hey man, we can deliver this load anytime tomorrow so I can sleep in. No, I'm telling you what time you're going to get up. You need to be up at that time. And there's a reason we want you up at a certain time, and that's probably because we want to get that load in there at a certain time because we're already pre-planned on the next load. So it's not your place to make the decisions on that. Now, PSD trainers, I'm going to give you some advice right here. Tell your students what time they're getting up. Tell them about the 10-hour break. Say, hey, look, we're here for 10 hours. So you need to go shower. You need to, you know, if you got to do laundry, you've got 10 hours to do it. And don't forget you got to sleep. Also, I really encourage my students to call their family. I think that is a great thing that they call their family and check in. So like, I'm all like, hey man, I know you got to do all this stuff. You got to study pre-trip. You know, there's a lot of stuff to do. But still call your family, keep in touch with them. The support system you need is right there. And that's going to help me out too. That's going to help me out. You know how it's going to help me out? It's because family is very important in the person's life. And the family is going to help support them and push them to keep on. You know, when they're doubting themselves, their family is the ones that's going to be like, hey, keep on doing this. I know you got this. So, you know, whenever I do PSD or whenever you're doing PSD, be expecting that your trainer is going to be having you drive. If he's not having you drive, you need to ask him, hey, why is it not my turn to drive? Like, you have to have that want. Like, hey, I want to drive, man. Why is it not my turn to drive? He's looking for this. You wanting this and showing it by saying, hey, can I drive this time? You know, that goes a long way. So make sure that you're doing some driving. If you're not doing any driving, you need to contact the fleet man. You need first talk to the PSD trainer. Hey, what's going on? Why am I not allowed to drive today? Like, you drove all day and I didn't get a drive. You got to speak up. If that doesn't work, contact the fleet manager, his fleet manager. And I know a lot of people are scared to talk to that fleet manager, but that's your first guy you need to talk to. And he might be like, hey, let's get y'all on a conference call. Let's talk this thing out. Why you're not being allowed to drive. Whenever I take my PSD students out on the road, I'm like, hey, you're going to do all the driving. I'm not going to do the driving. I need you to get as much experience as I can. And I kind of tell them that to get them motivated to, hey, we got to do this. Like, let's do this. Well, if something happens and like they're tired or whatever, of course I'm going to take over and drive. I just like to tell them they're doing all the driving so they already know what to expect. They're not like, hey, when's it your turn to drive? And I'm over there like, dude, for reals? I get it out the way. And so you're going to be doing driving. Also, while you're out there, you know, I sat through the class the other day for fun. You know, my student was testing, so I sat in there and listened to the class that the new PSD instructors get. I was just curious. Sometimes I go in there and I listen to that because I can always find something to help me. One of the things that I heard in there was they were told, hey, When y'all are backing into spots and truck stops or receivers or shippers, let that student back. Don't tell them, hey, I don't want you to get bad habits, so we're going to start backing on the pad. No, we want you to start being able to learn how to back out there over the road. And like I said, same rules go into effect. If he's not letting you back, then it's time to talk to him first. Go up your chain of command. Find out the reason why he doesn't want you to back. And it might be a really tight dock, and he might be like, hey, look, this dock is really tight. Like, I'm going to have to do it. Like, it's super tight. Been here before. You know, that's understandable. At least you know why he's not having you back at this time. You know, or he might be like today. My excuse today is it was freaking hot out there, and I'm already a little sunburned. You see how I'm kind of red? Like, I was already a little sunburned. I told my guys, I said, hey, you're going to back it in here. It's going to be fun. We got back all the way around the building and into the dock. Now, I told him, I said, look, I'm sunburned, so if it's really hot out there and it's really bright sun, I'm going to back it in there because I'm sunburned and I don't want to get worse sunburn. So, unfortunately, today it was really hot out there. I was sunburned, so I just went ahead and did it, and I talked him through it. Now, you know, it happens like that sometimes, so... You know, it's about getting your skills, especially if the guy's taking you on TNT. He wants you out there backing some to get some skills. Now, Psd instructors, come on, guys, like, get it into a straight line back at least and let them finish it. At least. Like, let's get them some backing out there. You know, you might be tired and you might be like, you know what, I'm just going to back it in there. Go for it. But the next time, like maybe you go to the truck stop after that, at least get them a good setup and get out there and be like, hey, turn the wheel all the way to the right. You know, I might tell my guy every wheel turn out there, but having him in that seat, feeling what the truck feels like to go backwards means a lot. It really does, because now you got, when you get back to the pad, it's going to be honing in on your skills. Sometimes, and on the pad also, give these guys a chance, man. Give them a chance. Say, there's a, like, I might do straight line back for a while, but give them a chance. Be like, hey, try out an offset. In the straight line back, you pretty much know if they're going to be able to, what they can handle and what they can't handle by just watching it. You're going to be like, okay, this guy's not going to handle it well. Sometimes give them some points. You know, the main thing is explaining how the trailer moves, how the truck moves, all of that. The knowledge you put into their head on why they're turning the wheel the way that they're turning it is going to be best for your student, because that's more knowledge for him. That's helping him out. That's helping develop his skills to do this on his own. So, you know, we really need to encourage our guys to be doing this, like just trying it out. Now, whenever it comes to pre-trip, you know, I do not like pre-trip, and I preach it and preach it and preach it, study it. When you're over the road, you know, I hear all these excuses whenever I get a dropped off student or something like that. Oh, I didn't have enough time to do pre-trip. Okay, you had a 30-minute break. You could have did 15 minutes of pre-trip at least, and still ate and everything. You had, at the end of the day, you had time during your 10-hour break. Before you drove that truck, you did a 10-hour break. Now, one thing I always teach my students is that pre-trip is very important, because you're playing with people's lives. You have to do these pre-trips to make sure the vehicle is safe before you drive it. You are the one behind the wheel. It's not your trainer's responsibility to pre-trip the truck that you're driving. With that being said, he's going to make sure the truck is safe. Trainers out there, make sure y'all are out there doing the pre-trip. Make sure you're doing a walk around. Make sure make sure you're out there explaining to them, hey, look, this is what I'm looking for when I'm walking around. You know, I'm doing this. You want to do it fast, but at least a couple times. Walk them around. This is what I'm looking for. I'm checking these tires. I'm checking these lights. I'm checking this. Like, kind of show them what you're looking for. That will motivate them to do it more. Because everybody wants to be like the guy, like a lot of trainers want to be the guy that tells you, hey, do your pre-trip, do your pre-trip, do your pre-trip. But if they're out there on the road with you and they're all like, this guy never does pre-trip. Maybe it's because he's not the one driving that truck, but maybe it's because he might be laxed a little bit. seeing you as the student out there doing pre-trip, he might be more willing to jump out and go ahead and do it. In fact, today we were doing pre-trip on a trailer and I missed something. I had a light that the left turn signal on my trailer was not working. And I went out there, I was doing the walk around. We were going around the trailer this morning. We were taking on our load. And my student is the one that pointed it out. And I was just about to walk past it, and he said, that one's not working. And I said, what? So I messed with it. I couldn't get it to work. We had to get another trailer. And, you know, I went ahead and reported it to them so they could go get it fixed sometime today. But the blinker was not working, the blinker to the right. So if we were making right turns, it had no blinkers. That's unsafe. So even sometimes when I'm out there doing pre-trip, I might miss something that a second set of eyes might catch. So if your trainer's out there walking around that trailer, go with them. Like I tell my guys, hey guys, if you want to learn, you want to see what it's like to check into these shippers, to talk to these people, if I'm out the truck, come with me. Follow me. Like, stay on my heels. You will learn more. If you don't do that, then you're going to get the bare minimum. Like, hey, I'm not going to sit here and beg you to come out here. I'm not going to hold your hand. We're not looking for somebody that we have to hold their hand. We need, that pre-trip is up to you to put in your mind. I've had guys that I had a guy I put my all into, and I was out there doing it with him, and I was doing it, showing him, letting him do it. But every time I walked away, he was on his cell phone whenever I came back. Every single time. He did not want to do it. He was only doing it because I was there. And that wasn't enough to get him to do it, to put that in his mind. So guess what? Prime sent him home. So that pre-trip is super important, guys. I cannot stress it enough. So, you know, the PSD trainers, you know, us guys, if we're not having our students driving, we're not letting them back, and we're not ever doing pre-trip, they see that. We're showing them that we're not doing it. So like, even me, I need to take a better look at what I'm doing. Making this video right here has made me realize that I have not been doing some of the stuff that I needed to be doing. So, you know, like today I backed in that dock because it was sunny outside and I was sunburned. You know, it's my job. Like, I should be out there. You know, I have a farmer's hat in there I could have put on. You know, that might have been my mistake today. I should have let the guys back into that dock. It was a pretty hard dock, and I'm pretty sure that they were thankful that I did it. But guess what? I'm even lax. So me just making this video right here, I actually taught myself that, like, today I kind of messed up. And then also, hey, look, I did my pre-trip, but guess what? My student caught the light that was out. I didn't catch it. I should have caught it. I'm the instructor, you know, and it also shows my student that, like, I'm not perfect. I missed something. So, like, as PSD instructors and, you know, TNT instructors or trainers, we really need to get more on top of this, I think. Now, a lot of you guys out there are doing great as PSD instructors and TNT instructors. I'm just putting this video out to try to help people out is what I'm doing. I want you to sit back and just take this little refresher course that I gave you right here and just think about it. Look forward to me putting out a TNT video too, because I'm going to reflect back on TNT trainers. I think it's good to sit back and think about what we're doing out there, because me just making this video, I'm all like, man, I should have had him back that trailer in, no matter how hot it is out there. So, you know, it's all about bettering ourselves. And I think that just hearing this might make somebody think about it. Man, I didn't do my pre-trip this morning, and my student seen that. I need to really step up my game. Like, I'm hoping that this video helps you out. I'm not getting on to anyone. I'm not trying to tell you, hey, go tell on your PSD instructor for every little thing. I'm telling you, communication is key. Make sure you have good communication. Make sure that we get back to the basics here and we start remembering that, hey, our students are watching us. They're learning from us. What we do is what they're going to do when they get their own truck. So let's try to work on ourselves first as PSD instructors. That way we can be better and we can make our students better. You know, at Prime, I feel like we are real good on putting great drivers in trucks, and I think we're strong company. We're a strong company. It's just these little things that we're getting lax on, or we're forgetting to do, or we're just not thinking about because we're in a hurry. We're all like, man, I'll just back it in, or man, you know what? Today I'm just gonna drive all day. I'm running behind. Blah blah blah. I can catch up. But we're not doing a good enough job expressing that to our student that, hey, look, this is what's going on. I'm trying to catch up. I'm hoping this video helps out. Like, comment, and subscribe. Down there in the descriptions, my recruiter, my driver code, and a lot of good information. I also have my phone number down there. Don't be too shy to send me a text on there. Also, Thursday night lives at 7 p.m. Don't forget that. That is an open forum for you to ask us any question you may have about Prime. And until next time, I'm out.